Right, we are welcome. We're learning Likutey Moharan, the second chelik, the first Aleph, and this shir is dedicated L'ilui Nishmas Yitzchak ben Shlomo. So we said that a person was created to have dominion over the malachim. That's what a person. That's the purpose of the person. This is why he was created. So, but this is difficult because the angels are jealous of someone, of a person who wants to go above his station and have dominion on them. So what they do is they push him off. This is Lamaisa, that's the Yetzer Hara that the person has. All the problems the Yetzer Hara, these are malachim that are pushing him and not letting him, go and achieve a station whereas he has dominion over them. And we said that this is that how does a person protect himself from that? He's connecting himself to the totality of Nishmas Yisrael, which is the Pchinas Bina, this is Chava, this is Em Kol Chai, that's the mother of all living things. This is Kis HaKovod, this Olam Abriya. When a person is connected to the Olam Abriya, then he has koyach, that's the main kiyum, the tikkun anitzchi, that's the eternal tikkun of a person, to hold himself in Kisa Kovod and Shosh and Neshamas. So Bavada needs to be a great peace among people. Everybody gets together so the Shosh and Neshama, they won't get separated. So we said that Ashalokach min ha'odam, that ha'odam ha'elyon, because God took from the supernal person, V'ala kised mus kimara adam, upon the throne there is an image that looks like a person. Yela ela adam, in others brought it to the lower person, and this is the thing that enables the lower person, a person in this world, to withstand the memshala, the authority. Amram Chasida said to the angels, Ana Bisra, I am flesh, Ve'ant Esh, and you are fire. Ve'ana Adifna Minach, and I am better than you. Because they said that Amram Chasida had, it happened with him that he said he doesn't understand, why a person is not supposed to start up with the Satan and and taunt him and chep with him. If a person chepets, with this, then the Satan has a koyach to lower him a notch or two. So Amar Chassidus says, I don't understand what's the big deal with that. So with that, he was already an old person, and it so happened that in those days, it was a common occurrence that the bandits would kidnap Jewish women and bring him to a Jewish settlement, whatever it is, town, whatever, and get them to pay ransom for them. Yeah. So it so happened that they brought a group of women, and amongst them there was one woman that was exceedingly good looking, was very good looking. Yeah. So Amal Chasida didn't want anything to happen, so he told the Tony to put her on the second floor, the attic, and there was a removable staircase that took, I don't remember how many people were required to move it. And he told them to remove the staircase to make sure that nothing happens. And the Gemara says that she looked into the pier of the fireside, the chimney. She looked in the pier, and her beauty was so strong that light filled the entire house. Am Chasida, as old as he was, took that staircase. It required, 5 or 10 people to move, and by himself moved it and started going up the ladder. And in the middle of being up the ladder, he started screaming, "There's a fire in the house of Amram. There's a fire in the house of Amram." Well, fire. Everybody comes, to put out the fire. And what did they see? They see the Rebbe standing on this ladder that it took 5 or 10 people to move it. And he said in the middle of the ladder on going up. So they told him, "Rebbe, that's what an embarrassment." So he told them, "It's better that I should be called a fool, be jeered by the people throughout my life, than to be a Rasha before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even for 1 hour." In other words, the only way he could save himself is by calling out loud and being caught red-handed, as it were. And after that, he told the Malach these words: "I am flesh, and you are fire, and I'm better than you. And I'm better than you." Yeah. And this is, it says, Bisra, Ana Bisra, I'm flesh. Bisra is a Shishim Riba B'Kias Eichad. This is Tevis, 60,001 stomach. This is Shoshan Neshama. That's the root of all Nishmas Yisrael. That's what Rabbi Akiva said. So when he is holding in Bisra, in Shishim Riba B'Kias Eichad, where all 600,000 the Shomas of Am Yisrael are one thing, then he has koyach to govern over the malacha. What? One fish? No, it's beruchnius. It's a spiritual thing. It's not a physical thing. And Achinami, however, Rebbe Akiva, you're asking good, because Rebbe Akiva said he saw that the Talmidim were, dozing off. So you want him to wake them up, So we tell him, where did we find a case that a woman gave birth to 600,000 people in one pregnancy? So everybody was like, Rabbi Akiva was not a joker, okay? It's like he says that one. So he told them, this is Yocheved, the mother of Moshe Rabbeinu, that she gave birth to Moshe Rabbeinu, and Moshe Rabbeinu constitutes the shirish and the root of all 600,000 Nishmas Israel. The tzaddik includes all 600,000 Nishmas Israel. No, his neshama is the root. Everybody receives from him. So when you hold with the tzaddik, when you believe in the tzaddik, you hold by him, you're connected to. So this is what Rabbeinu says. This is Siman Gimel. In order to be able to connect oneself to the root of the neshamas of the people of Israel, you need to know what is the origin of all the neshamas and what is the source of life, what is their source of life force. Where every single soul receives the life force. Rabbeinu says, the way to do it, the way to find it all out, is leido kol mefusam yador, to know all the famous tzaddikim, the known tzaddikim, big tzaddikim in the generation. If a person doesn't have the capability of connecting himself with every single soul, the tzaddik can do it. I cannot do it. He says, what you need to do, you need to connect yourself to all meforsamer umanhige ador, all the people that are famous as tzaddikim and leaders of the generation. Ki haneshamas nechlakim tachton. The neshamas are divided under the auspices of the tzaddik ador. Those are the famous tzaddikim of the generation. This one had that many, this one this many, this is Sarei Alofim, Sarei Meis, and so forth and so on. He called Mefursum Mani Gador, every Mefursum and leader of generation. There is a number of individual neshamas that belong to him. This is chelik. And when a person connects himself to all the famous tzaddikim in his generation, automatically he's connected. In called Pirtei Nishmas Israel, is automatically connected to all the specific individual neshamas. That means you're connecting to all tzaddik ador, you're connecting to all the. Rabbeinu says, however, you have to know and recognize the famous tzaddikim. He says, there are a few of the people that are known as the tzaddik ador, but it's really their notoriety, their reputation is false. It's a lie. The way that they take over, they sit on the throne, as it were, is by being bold. Being bold, that fierceness, boldness, is authority that has no crown. Now, this has obviously a lot to do with Rosh Hashanah, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu has created the world in order for the world to crown him. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Melech. You can see Rosh Hashanah, Mitzvah D'Oraisa, Chuyos, Furnish, Shofros. Basically, we are talking almost very, very little, almost nothing at all about Averis. About Averis. There's no, even though it's the first day of Aseret Metshuva, first 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, we hardly mention nothing about tshuva, nothing about, even, it says, Berosh Hashanah Yikasevon, everything is determined in Rosh Hashanah, how much a person is going to have. Yom Kippur Yichasevon, and Yom Kippur, a person is being sealed. Try to take another one. Yet, we are hardly asking anything, a little bit, hardly asking anything about, having a good year, having money, having very little. The main thing that we do is we crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'yomer Hashem lemelech al kol haaretz, v'yomer Hashem echad l'shmo echad. And it says that we are blowing the shofar, we're saying Zichroinus, we're saying all these things that we're doing is we're crowning HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, they say HaKadosh Baruch Hu is melech al kol haaretz. He's a melech on Israel, moishel bagoyim. He's ruling over all the land. So what's the difference between a melech and a ruler? The answer is that a melech is someone that the people accept upon themselves as their monarch. King, monarch, as their king. A ruler is somebody that has the wherewithal to capture, the rulership. He has an army, he has secret police, he has this, he has that. He has the wherewithal to take control over people. And, people start, whatever it is, he knows how to put them down. But this is Azus. Melech is somebody that the people accept upon themselves. Yeah, you are our Melech. They accept, they crown him. So comes the question, how do you crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu? The answer is you crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu throughout the year with everything that happens to you, with all the things that you do, all the Torah that you learn, all the mitzvahs to Yom Kiyom, the tefillas that you daven, and all the struggles that you have, all the ups and downs that you go through. And this is how you are crowning HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is the purpose why HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world so the neshamas, he can able to put nishmas Yisrael, the souls of Am Yisrael, in this world. And this world, people will not have clear evidence, 100% surety, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the creator and he's the Melech. But it will be a choice. Choice means at least two. You have what to choose from. Either to choose, yes, this one or this one. Either to crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu or not to crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Malachim don't have that privilege because things are so clear in the Shemayim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is so clear for them, it's so evident for them, they don't have a Bechira. They don't have a choice. And in this world, it's not like that. You have to overcome a lot of darkness, a lot of hurdles that you have to gate over. And this is how you crown HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mimele, it's understood. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the entire world so that we will be able to crown him, to choose him, to vote for him.
Like a king.
Yeah. So, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, every Rosh Hashanah, Hayom Horas Olam, as the first day of the year, HaKadosh Baruch Hu looks at every single person, every single neshama, and looks, how did you use whatever it is I gave you last year? Throughout the year, what did you do? How did you use it to crown me? That's Pshat HaKadosh Baruch Hu judges everybody. The way that you are able to be Mamlech HaKadosh Baruch Hu throughout the previous year, HaKadosh Baruch Hu judges you what you're going to have in the coming year. What kind of tools do you need, according to what you have achieved so far? There's the question, a very famous question. In Kriyat Shema, in Krishma, we say, if you will love HaKadosh Baruch Hu with all your heart, then I will give the rain on time, the crops will grow on time. Nowhere in the Torah is it mentioned Olam Haba. Specifically, it's not mentioned anywhere. Yes, there are all kinds of evidence. If you look for it, you'll be able to find it. As Yoshe Moshe, then Moshe will sing. When will he sing? L'osid lova, Olam Haba. That I've sworn, I'll bring you to the land that I've sworn to your forefathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, to give to them. Not to their offspring, to them. But it's not mentioned mefurish. You do good, you get Olam Haba. It doesn't say it anywhere. The question is why? Why isn't Olam Haba mentioned mefurish anywhere? So there are many answers to this, but the answer that the Rambam gives is that you have to differentiate. It's between, and I'm sorry. First of all, why isn't Olam Haba mentioned? That's question number one. Question number two, if you love HaKadosh Baruch Hu with all, with all your might, with everything that you can, I'll give you food to eat, and schar mitzvah b'hai al maleka. You can't give the schar for a single mitzvah in this world. So what kind of a reward is that? That you're going to have food to eat. Okay, how much food do you need? So how does it work? So the Rambam says that there is a difference when a person works for somebody. There's a difference between the schar, the salary, and expenses. Expenses, when a person, let's say, is a salesman, okay? And so if it's a salesman that basically just sits, and sits by the cash register and just moves the stuff, ding, ding, ding. It doesn't need any expenses. But if that's a salesman, that has to go, has to drive, has to get places, he sits with, that he needs expenses. He needs to have, maybe a car, whatever it is. Right. Different perks with it. Now, when a person is a really good salesman, it's worthwhile for his employer to give him a lot of expenses. Let's say it's a salesman that sells private jets, or he sells aircraft 2 airliners. Okay. It's a person he travels by his own private aircraft. He eats in the best restaurants. He is wearing the fanciest clothes because he's bringing more sales. He's bringing more money. It's simple. It's a simple business decision. It's worthwhile. Now, all that has to do with expenses, has nothing to do with salary. Schar is a different issue altogether. Salary, the salary. It's a different issue altogether. So the Rambam says that which Kadosh Baruch Hu says, if you love Kadosh Baruch Hu with all your heart, with all your might, whatever, I mean, the Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to give you, the food and everything on time and everything. This is just the expenses. In other words, the better salesman you are, the better your Mamlech Kadosh Baruch Hu, the more Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to give you whatever the word is to be able to increase your sales. But the less sales you make, the less you are crowning HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this world. What do you want me to give you an expense account for? You ain't doing diddly. He said that's why the Chofetz Chaim, had practically nothing in his house. He says, I don't know how much I'm bringing home. I don't know how much sales I'm bringing. So I better not, outlive my expense accounts. We're just like because they're not going to keep a salesman, whatever that spends more than he brings in. That's okay. So whatever it is going to happen to us during the year, this is the expense account. So Kadosh Baruch Hu looks at what sales did you bring last year? How much did you crown? How much did you express the grace of Kadosh Baruch Hu? Last year, according to this, we'll decide what kind of expense account you get for the next year. That's, clothing, that's health, that's whatever it is it needs to be. Now, this has nothing to do with the schar. It has nothing to do with your salary. It doesn't have nothing to do with the reward. Zilcho. So the Rambam says, why doesn't it say in the Torah anywhere about Olam Haba? But there's Olam Haba. The Rambam says because if it would say that, we would keep the Torah in order to get Olam Haba. We would keep the Torah in order to get Olam Haba. Beseder. But it doesn't say in the written Torah. You choose. What the Kadosh Baruch Hu is essentially saying is as follows. Listen, I know I'm asking you, I'm ordering you to love Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol modecha. What am I going to give you? I'm going to give you food on time, the wine on time, oil on time, whatever it is. What about reward? Nothing. What the Kadosh Baruch Hu is actually saying to you is as follows. I'm giving you the Torah. I want you to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chol levavcha, nafshecha, b'chol modecha. You're going to get the expense account. What?
You're going to help you out.
Yeah, it's going to give you all everything that you need in order to keep serving Kadosh Baruch Hu. What about the reward? Kadosh Baruch Hu tells you, trust me. It was a trust me. Let's not talk about your reward at all. Why? Because if I were to tell you about the reward, you would do the mitzvahs to get the reward. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to do the mitzvahs because I told you that I want you to do the mitzvahs. That's it. What about schar? What about reward? Trust me that I'll take care of you. Believe me, I'll take care of you. So Tosha Baal Peh, it's plenty. Tosha Baal Peh already points, it says all the different points in the Torah where it is it is evident Kadosh Baruch Hu talks about Olam Haba. But Mefurish it is not saying. Now, the Azus is Malchusa Belotaga. They said that Bosha Sponim, the person being embarrassed, being lowly in his own eyes, like Gan Eden. Person go to Gan Eden. Az Sponim, a person who is bold, who's fierce, like Gehenna. Basically, we have two sides of the same coin. There is embarrassment on one side, and there is azasponim on the other side of the same coin. When a person lives his life in this world, and you're together with people, let's say you're in shul, and you're down in front of the Amud. This is something that happens many times. And the people, sometimes they daven very fast. Why are you davening so fast? No, it's not the Baal Tefillah, it's the davening fast. Wait, it's not me, it's the oilam. They're pushing me. They say, there's no time. Come on, hurry up. Forget about the fact that most times it's not true. I mean, yeah, people don't have patience. But the reason why people doing it is not because the people are hounding them. It's because they themselves, they want to daven fast themselves. So they're leaving. It's not me, it's them. Don't look at me. I would daven 2 hours. Hey, it's me. Forget about it. 6 hours I'll daven shachar. But it's them. What can I do? Tichad Tzibur, Right. But the point is, let's say that you actually mean it. Yeah, people are pushing. Comes the question, who are you being bold before, and who you're being embarrassed before? Are you being embarrassed before the people of the minyan to daven fast, which means you're actually being bold and fierce toward the Kodesh Baruch Hu? You're davening very fast. Means you don't give the Kodesh Baruch Hu the kind of respect that he needs. You're being an azponen. You're being bold. You're being fierce. You're being chutzpahdik. You're being an honor. You're being boshes ponim. You're misbiased. You're embarrassed before the people because you don't want people to tell you, no, hey, hurry up, whatever it is. But you don't mind. You don't mind the Kodesh Baruch Hu, giving him, a tefillah that I don't know if you even know what you said. So it's your choice. It's really your choice. Amen. It's your choice to whom to be asponim and from whom to be embarrassed. Rav Amr Chasida chose to be embarrassed with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and be asponim to all the people. It's always a question who you're going to be asponim to, who are you going to be misbiased from. Now, why is asponim the Gehenna? And Rabbeinu says in another place that the only way for a person to protect himself from the Mefusomim Shel Sheker, those that are famous as tzaddikim, as leaders, but it's really a sheker, is through azus de kedusha, a fierceness from holiness. No. Before you says as a spon on the Gehenna, now you're saying that we could do it this as the Kedusha. No, what gives? The answer is that Azus the Kedusha is the opposite of Azus the Sitra Achra. Because we said that Boshe Sponim and Azus are two sides of the same coin. If you are being Asponim to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and because you're embarrassed before people, this is Azus Sitra Achra. If you are being Az Klapei the Olam, because you're embarrassed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is Azus the Kedusha. So comes the question, but he says, Az Sponim Gehenim. He didn't say, listen, Az Sponim this way, Az Sponim that way. And Rebbeinu says, you can't do it without Az Sponim. So what does it mean, Azus the Kedusha, ultimately? What it actually means is that when we come to Kadosh Baruch Hu, Rebbeinu says, a person, not only the person should be embarrassed to do Averis, not only the person should be humbled to do anything which is not even the rots of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Forget about mitzvahs. Avodah. He says, even mitzvahs. He says, tefillin are the crown of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Who the heck are you to take the crown of the king, tefillin, and put it on your head? The schus to do the rots of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Who are you? Look at you. Look at your history. Look what you've done. Now you want to get closer to Kadosh Baruch Hu? Now you want to go to Uman? You want to get closer to the Tzaddikim? Now you want to do this, now you want to do that. Who the heck are you? The answer is, you're right. But I want to get closer to Kadosh Baruch Hu. I know it doesn't come to me. I know it's a tremendous chutzpah. But I want it. It's Azus the Kedusha. Azus Yitzhak means I want the entire world. Why? Because I want it. I want the whole world and I want it now. Why? Because I want it. This is pshat that Malchusa, being a ruler, is Malchusa Belotaga. It's a governorship without a crown. Why am I a ruler? Because I want to. I want. And this says, listen, there are for some in a generation, some of them are real, and some of them they're just, people with fierce willpower that put everybody underneath them. So in the next paragraph, the Rebbe says, but how can you tell between the real ones and the fake ones? But the main akuda that a person needs to go through, besides being aspanim, bold, fierce, klape other people.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you mean by fake ones?
For some shul sheker.
They're not really keeping the Torah?
No, they're keeping the Torah, but they are known as tzaddik and whatever it is, and they're just okay, They're from people, but they want to be a rebbe. I want to be a rebbe. Why not? I keep Shabbos. What? Because they say everybody I'm a tzaddik and they don't have the people underneath them. I'm not going to say about themselves, but whoever doesn't say it about them, is pushed out the door. They're like sitting on top of the oil. I mean, they're forcing everybody, to live listen to whatever they say, for their morals, their authority, their governorship, their dominion. It's like Rabbeinu says Sichas Haran, that the situation, this can get so bad. He says there is one mefursum, somebody who was famous as a tzaddik in his time, Rabbeinu's time, that is considered to be, the lore of the Jewish people, as they can't even talk about it. Rabbeinu says that he has yanked off the heads of 1,000 people that bevadai will not get up in the resurrection, in Tchias HaMesim. He has killed 1,000 neshamas that will not raise up in Tchias HaMesim. No, why? Because he was a shakran, because he was a liar. He portrayed himself as a big tzaddik, and there were 1,000 neshamas. They hardly ever hear, anybody who has a full. There's no full neshamas. We're all sparks of neshamas, which means there were thousands and thousands of people underneath him, and they won't get him Tchias HaMesim because of him. Those people that were his chassidim, quote unquote, of that person. That person who is in the first Shel Sheker, that caused great damage to all those who said made the Rebbe out of it. No, don't mention it. We're talking about it. No. Everybody knows he's a Russian. No, people think that was a great tzaddik and so on and so on. But there's another.
The followers suffer because of that. They don't know.
Because they believed it. They went to him, they didn't even know what they went to him. I don't know these cheshbonos. All I know is that megalgalim schus al de zakai and choyv al de chai. It's everything is v'cheshen by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But the only thing that I want to talk is another adversary before whom I need to be bold and fierce, as panim. And that's me. Me. I don't feel like it. I'm not getting up and doing this. I'd rather not. It's like, now, daven, b'koyach, daven. I want to finish it up. I want to finish davening. Just get it over with. Making bracha, b'kavona, everything. This is as a spon in Klepei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? Because I'm being very flattering to me. Because I don't feel like working hard. I don't feel like working hard. I don't have the patience for it. Okay? My head is elsewhere. I'm too busy. Okay? I have a lot of meetings to get to. I have a lot of pressures. So leave me alone. Just leave me alone. You don't have time to make a bracha properly? Leave me alone. What about davening properly? Leave me alone. Okay, I wasn't sure. No, leave me alone. I need to be as planning to pay myself. Dafka, I'll take the time to daven. Dafka, I'll take the time to daven. Dafka, I'll say bracha b'kavana. Dafka, I'll go out and make his way to do, or sit down and make his way to do. I don't want to get out of a chair. I'm getting out of my mind. I don't have any patience. Sit down. Talk to Kadosh Baruch Hu. Be as punning klepei yourself. Defy yourself. Defy your own Yetzer Hara. Don't have such rachmanis on yourself. Yeah, no, you can't. Don't ask what happened to me. Yeah, that's beseder. Yeah. It's all fine as long as it's done within the framework of Avodas Hashem. Rabbeinu said that when a person is young, he should break all the barriers and do or whatever it is. When a person gets older, he says, calm down, get easy. It's beseder. But, they say in AA, they have a prayer. It's called a serenity prayer. They said, Hashem, give me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change. And give me the koyach to change the things that I can. Give me the das to know the difference. When is it like this and when it's like that. This is what it's about. Being as part to myself means that even the things that I can't change, I don't bother. I'm not going to be the disciple. I'm not going to be the Chazon Ish is anyhow. So why bother? The time is being that there's El Rosh Hashanah, this man of Dinim, this man of Mishpat, person to be Shavit himself. Don't treat yourself with such kid gloves. I'm not saying go ahead and do things you can't do. No. And if you don't know the difference, go ahead, ask your Rav. When is it this and when is it that? You got to speak to your Rav on a constant basis, because otherwise you don't know when it is when. You're getting the das from your Rav. Now, the thing is, while you're dealing with that, just because I'm saying that you have to be as common to yourself, to push your own envelope of comfort more, doesn't necessarily mean that you always can. Maybe you even can't do it at all. That comes what you're saying. Ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to give me the bravery not to be so fearful about myself. Not to, I know it's going to. I know it's going to fail. I know. Before I even start, I told you it's going to fail. Give me the strength of heart. It's not the end of the world. Being who I am, it's good. It's okay. It won't be so comfortable. It's fine. I have a headache. Okay, remember that. It's not the end of the world. And every day you go and you speak with Baruch, especially now in Elul. You speak with him, with the Kodesh Baruch Hu, and you mevar these things. You find them out. What can I do? What can't I do? Where should I push myself? What should I not push myself? And you're being totally open. He said, I really don't want to do anything, to be honest. But help me out. I'm here. I am here because I want to serve you. I want to crown you. I want to, it's only when you talk to Kodesh Baruch Hu, you're able to actually be in the game. You can't win if you're not in the pitch. Right? If you're not on the playing ground, you can't win the game. You got to be in there. Let Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us all. And we will have let Hashem Ksiva V'Chsima Tova. Have a good Shabbos B'Zat Hashem. Ashketzei B'Zat Hashem. And let Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu should grant us all the bravery, all the azus, the kedusha that we need to defy ourselves, first of all. And we're able to do it, b'yishuv hadas, where to push, where to give. According to Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that Hashem will be zoicher to geula shlema b'zat Hashem. Excuse me for saying this, but maybe it's about time, you know? The entire world is against us. And they're not even ashamed of it. You know, they're flat out. Bezrat Hashem will see the coming of Mashiach, Bezrat Hashem, soon. And nowadays, call to. Let's stop the recording.